It's that time of the day again. Otters baseball coming your way here on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network. Welcome to the broadcast, everybody. Kyle Chandler with you. So happy you could join us here for this Wednesday matinee at historic Bosse Field in Evansville, Indiana. Ballpark dimensions here at Bosse Field, 315 apiece down the left and right field lines, 375 to the left and right center alleys, and it is 400 dead center. Calling our balls and strikes today, Reed Hoover, and our first base umpire is Darnell Ray. Alex Lowry will be our third base umpire here this afternoon. The Evansville Otters ready to match wits and lock horns with the Lake Erie Crushers. Evansville coming off a 3-1 win yesterday. It was their first win of the season when scoring 3 runs or less, and that is because Braden Scott, the left-hander, was absolutely terrific. 6 shutout innings, and he set up the bullpen to follow suit, and Evansville was able to get the series opening win. They will go for the series win here this afternoon. Lake Erie 13-9 on the season after dropping yesterday's contest, and it'll be Parker Brahms for the Otters out on the mound trying to follow up with Scott's good performance yesterday. Brahms 1-3 on the year. This is his 5th appearance in the starting role, 18 innings prior work, and a 6 ERA on the nose. Burl Dixon digging in from the left side, and the center fielder will lead things off for Lake Erie. He was 1 for 4 yesterday with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Brahms, the right-hander, ready, working from the stretch. His first pitch, and it's in there for a called strike, a fastball center, delivered at 12:06 p.m. So the count 0-1 to Dixon. Brahms ready, he deals. And it's sent foul to the left side, out of play. Quickly 0-2 now. Dixon, a .259 hitter on the season. In a hole here, he's going to have to go into protect mode immediately. Brahms, a guy to fill up the zone this season for Evansville, and we have time called. Dixon staying in the box, but using his 1 timeout per at-bat here. Brahms with just 5 walks in those 18 innings, so he does a nice job of living around the zone. Now the 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Fastball on the inside corner, and Dixon's down looking for out number 1. So that's how the game starts here this afternoon. It'll be Jared Watkins coming to the plate. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, says Brahms. And he starts the day with a 3-pitch K. Watkins ejected in yesterday's game. Hitting in the 2-hole here today. First pitch to him, just off the outside corner. Defensive order for Evansville here in the middle game. From left to right in the infield, Yomar Reyes. Troy Hamilton in his Otters debut, Blake Mosley at second, and Anthony Calarco at first. The next pitch in is a check swing foul off the bat of Watkins, hit off towards the left side, and we'll try it at 1-1. Out in left field, Randy Bednar, and patrolling center, Mason White. The right fielder, David Mendham, and your battery, Parker Brahms on the mound, and Jake Green behind the dish. Now the 1-1 pitch. Doesn't miss by much, maybe a little bit inside or perhaps a smidge low. And they count 2-1 to Watkins. Well, Watkins ejected yesterday because he was arguing balls and strikes. Now the 2-1. And it's popped up toward the plate, down the third base side, and this is in fair territory. Reyes, the third baseman, charging, and he makes the catch, splitting the mound and home plate. There's 2 down.
Third at first base, 34, Scout Knott.
So 7 pitches in, and Brahms and company already with 2 outs here in the top of the first. No score with Lake Erie and Evansville, and it's Scout Knott's coming to the plate. Righty on righty matchup. Here's the first pitch, and it misses a little bit inside, 1-0. I had the chance to talk with Knotts before this game today, saw him in the Lake Erie locker room. Now the 1-0 pitch, breaking ball misses downstairs, 2-0. Of course, for those of you who are not familiar, I broadcasted last year with Lake Erie, and Knotts was a part of the roster towards the end of the season. Now the 2-0 home. Swung on, ripped down the third baseline. Fair ball that's past the glove of Reyes. This is heading for the corner. Rounding first and heading towards second, Knotts. And he's going to have a 2-out double here in the top of the first inning.
Batting fourth, designated hitter.
So it's Alfredo Gonzalez coming to the plate, the designated hitter hitting from the right side. No score between Lake Erie and Evansville. Oh, Knott's a great guy. Really personable in the clubhouse, and he's not afraid to yuck it up with you. He is also putting together a terrific season, following up his good year last year with Lake Erie. Here's the first pitch to Gonzalez. Breaking ball a little bit upstairs, and it's 1-0. And there's a lot of good guys on the Lake Erie roster. The players took me in last year, developed some relationships with those guys. Now the 1-0. Breaking ball in there for a strike, and it evens the count 1-1 now to Gonzalez. Brahms, a 4-seam fastball, a curveball, and a changeup. Now the 1-1. And it's a heater that misses in. 2-1 the count now to Gonzalez. Gonzalez had the only run last night for Lake Erie. It was a solo homer, and that came in the top of the 8th inning. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, ripped down the left field line, but this one hooks foul. Well, I'll tell you, Gonzalez has some serious pop in the bat yesterday when he hit that home run. Everybody knew it was gone off the bat, and so did he. So he pimped it. And that was one of the nicest pimp jobs I've ever seen on a home run. Now the 2-2. And it's hit back towards the Lake Erie third base dugout foul. We'll try it again. Now, some people don't like the showboating. Others are fine with it. They say, well, if you hit it and you got a good piece, you deserve it. Runner on second, 2 outs. Here's the 2-2. And it's popped up towards the right side, down by the line and shallow right. And calling for it is Mosley, but Anthony Calarco, the first baseman, was over there, and somehow those two are able to avoid a collision. Calarco coming down with the baseball, and that'll do it here in the top of the first. A 2-out double for Scout Knotts, but nothing doing for Lake Erie. And we're scoreless after a half inning, heading to the bottom of the first with Evansville coming to bat for the first time when we come back.
While holding Chironi's Pizza Boxes like waiters, the winner receives a pair of GA tickets. Runners, are you ready? On your marks, get
Chloe, our pitcher catcher battery for the visiting Lake Erie Crushers. Matt Mulhern is on the mound. John Chillo behind the plate. The pitcher catcher battery is powered by the Answer Auto Repair East, 2319 North River Road, or 812-475-9000. Tell them Zane from the Otters sent you.
Bottom of the first inning, we're scoreless between Evansville and Lake Erie. And for the Otters, leading things off, it will be Mason White facing Matt Mulhern. Mulhern, the right-hander, a 1-1 win-loss record. This is his 5th appearance of the year, all in the starting role. In 20 2/3 prior innings, Mulhern has a 6.53 ERA. Righty on lefty battle. Here to begin the offensive day for Evansville. First pitch to White. And it's on the inside corner, a called strike, a fastball from Mulhern, and it's 0-1. Mulhern, a guy who has seen a lot of action with a lot of different teams. Now the next pitch, and it misses downstairs for a ball. He has been with Lake Erie for the last 3 seasons. Here comes the 1-1. And White grounds one down the first base side. Fair ball, sneaks inside the line and past the glove of Scout Knotts. This one heads for the corner. Picked up by Jack Harris, thrown back into the infield, but not before Mason White has a leadoff double. So White jump-starting this offense immediately out of the gates. And he's a man in scoring position now for the hot-hitting David Mendham. Well, not a good start for Mulhern, and this year has been a little bit tougher for him than in years past. Again, you look at that ERA number, and it's not really where he wants it to be. Here's the first pitch to Mendham, and it misses a little bit upstairs. 1-0 the count. For the past 2 seasons, Mulhern has been one of the top arms in the Lake Erie pitching staff. He was signed to an extension during the offseason. Here's the 1-0. Big cut there from Mendham, couldn't connect. 1-1 the count. Mulhern was traded to Lake Erie from the Gateway Grizzlies for an infamous player to be named later. That was back in that 2022 season. But he played a pivotal role for Lake Erie's rotation immediately. Here's the 1-1, and Mendham takes outside. 2 balls and 1 strike the count. No score between the Crushers and Otters, bottom of the first inning, and nobody out with a runner on second. Now the 2-1, and it's a fastball upstairs. 3-1 to Mendham. He made his pro debut under former Crushers manager Cam Roth in Gateway. That was in 2021. And the 3-1 is popped up towards left field, fairly deep, but camping under it is Torrealba, and he's there to put it away. There's 1 down. So that'll bring up Randy Bednar. Runner on second, no score, bottom of the first. Defensive order for the Lake Erie Crushers here in the middle game. Walner Espinal over at third, Jared Watkins at short, Ethan Skender at second, and Scout Knotts at first. The battery, Matt Mulhern and John Tuchillo. Manning the outfield out in left, Jose Torrealba, Burl Dixon the center fielder, and Jack Harris out in right. Here's the first pitch to Bednar, and it misses downstairs. Count 1-0. And with Gateway, he pitched in 8 games in that 2021 season, played about half the year before being traded. The 1-0 pitch grounded out towards third. Under the glove of Espinal, this will roll into left field. The third baseman couldn't come up with the play. Looked like he was in the vicinity. but the baseball just skipped right under his glove, and we'll see what they deem that. Could be a base hit, could be an error. And they're going to mark it down as a base hit. So moving up to third is White. Bednar on first. Runners at the corners, one down for Anthony Calarco. Here's the pitch from Mulhern. Fastball at the top of the zone, and it's strike one. Evansville in their blue tops, white pants, white otters across the chest, and the white numbering on the back. They have their white and blue hats with the royal blue brims. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, grounded through the right side, and it gets under the glove of Skender. Another base hit for Evansville here in the first, and this time it comes with a run-scoring single from Anthony Calarco as Mason White touches home and makes it 1-0.
Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number
3
20,
base hits
Peabody.
here in this bottom of the first, and for an offense that has struggled early in this season, Evansville has come out guns a-blazing here this afternoon. So now it's Mike Peabody trying to keep the party going. Righty on lefty battle, the pitch. In there on the inside third, a called strike 0-1. Mulhern in a little bit of trouble here in this first inning. Now the 0-1. And it's slapped foul back to the screen. 0-2 now to Peabody. But after watching him last year, he's certainly a guy that knows how to get out of trouble. So he'll be trying to do that here in inning number 1 against Evansville. Now the 0-2. Swung on, hit out towards short. Moving over Watkins, and he'll shovel it over to second. Skender there to retire the runner in Calarco on the force out. So mark it down as a 6-4 fielder's choice. Bednar advances up to third, and Peabody standing on first. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. And Evansville leads it 1-0. So here comes Yomar Reyes. Reyes 0 for 4 with 3 Ks last night. First pitch to him. Misses a little bit inside, and the count 1-0. The Otters looking for more here in this bottom of the first. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. And if they win here this afternoon, they would set themselves up for a chance to sweep for the first time all year tomorrow. Now the 1-1 pitch. And Reyes takes off the inside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike the count. Today is YMCA Day, as well as our Boys and Girls Club, and our Senior Connection Wednesday here at the ballpark. And you can hear those kids. Here's the 2-1. And it's tapped at the plate foul. We'll try it at 2-2 now for Reyes. What an exciting day for these kids. For some of these kids, it is their first time coming to a ballpark. And so we hope here at Evansville, they just have a delight. Deuces are wild. The 2-2 coming. Breaking ball tapped into the glove of John Tuccillo. He holds on, and that'll do it here to end the first frame. Evansville jumps on the board first. They lead it 1-0 over Lake Erie, and we're heading to the second on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
It's time for our D-Bat Dizzy Bat Home Run Derby. Owen is going to be spinning around the bat 10 times and then hitting the ball off the tee. If he can hit it into the net, he'll be going home with some free Otters tickets.
Top of inning number 2 here on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network. Evansville with a 1-0 lead over Lake Erie. Parker Brahms' first pitch skied towards the left side, out of play, and the count 0-1 to Jack Harris. Well, the Otters able to strike first in that first inning. 3 base hits, a double from Mason White, and 2 singles from Randy Bednar and Anthony Calarco. Now the 0-1 to Harris, and he watches one at the knees, a called strike 2. 16 total pitches in that first frame for Brahms. He threw 10 strikes, saw 4 batters. He's ready now. Glove at the chest, he comes home. And the 0-2 is a breaking ball that misses downstairs and away. 1-2 they count now to Harris. Well, as advertised, if Brahms can keep the walks down here today, seems like he has pretty good control of his stuff. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the game for Brahms, and Harris out number 1 here in the second. That'll bring up Ethan Skender. Otters lead it 1-0. And again, if Brahms can continue at this rate, well, he's setting up for a pretty good day. First pitch to Skender, and he lines it back to the screen, foul, 0-1. Righty on righty battle. Kids Day here at the ballpark. Our YMCA club and our Boys and Girls Club in attendance. Now the 0-1. And it's a check swing. He did not go around, says Darnell Ray, our first base umpire. Pitched miss low on a breaking ball, and it's 1-1. Hard to believe that school's already out. It is summertime in full effect. The 1-1 grounded towards the left side, foul. And we'll try it now at 1-2. I know the Dream Center School right across the street just finished their schooling as well, so now they're into their summer events. Shout out to that wonderful organization. Brahms ready. From the stretch, he deals the 1-2. And it's sent back to the screen, foul off the bat of Skender. We'll try it again, 1-2. Hey, stay up to date with the latest news and promotions from the Evansville Otters by visiting evansvilleotters.com and subscribing to the Otters e-newsletter. Brahms' 1-2 pitch. And it's popped up onto the infield toward the right side, and the second baseman Mosley calling for it. He reels it in, and there's 2 down. So Skender out number 2, and now it's Jose Torrealba. You can join that e-newsletter by clicking join our e-news on the EvansvilleOtters.com homepage. Also, don't forget to follow the Otters on Twitter. Now the first pitch misses a little bit downstairs, 1-0 to Torrealba. And you can find our Twitter at Eville Otters, on Instagram at Evansville Otters, and you can also follow us on Facebook. Next pitch misses outside, and the count 2-0 now to Torrealba. .27 total pitches here in the game for Brahms. Now the 2-0 home. And Torrealba lines it back to the screen. 2-1 the count. Bases empty, 2 outs, top of the second. And it is 1-0 Evansville. This is the earliest game of the year that the Otters will have here this afternoon, the 2-1. And it just misses off the inside corner. Of course, you have the 12:35 starts on the occasional Sunday, but most of the games are in the evening for Evansville this year. Here's the 3-1. Swung on, ripped out towards third. fielding it cleanly. Reyes, long throw across the diamond in time, and that'll do it. A 1-2-3 inning for Parker Brahms as he sets the Crushers down in order, and Evansville leads it 1-0 after 1.5 here on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
Time to see who gets to upgrade to the Ashley Furniture Home Store Best Seats in the House, or lucky winner gets to spend the rest of the game at Best Seats in the House. So I say congratulations to Aaron McCauley. Aaron McCauley, congratulations. You are today's winner of the Ashley Furniture Home Store Best Seats in the House. Come on down and enjoy the view for the rest of the game. Your feet picked up at the Ashley Furniture Home Store Best Seats in the House. That's Aaron McCauley. And the Best Seats in the House also means that you have the best view of the Heritage Video Board and Honor Vision. Follow along with all of our video board actions today. And be sure to visit heritagefederal.org for all of your banking needs. The Otters would also like to welcome Isla Dagley and her friends from St. John the Baptist to today's game. Say a big hello to Isla Dagley and her friends from St. John the Baptist. Great to have them with us here at Bossy Field. Also saying a happy birthday to Michael the Man Irwin. He's turning 55 today. Happy birthday to Michael the Man Irwin. He's the man for being here at Bossy Field supporting Evansville Otters baseball. Also saying hello to the Boys and Girls Club groups and our friends from the YMCA. Great to have all of them with us here at the ballpark. Leading off for the Evansville Otters, batting seventh and catching number 12, Jake Green.
Bottom third of the order due up for Evansville. We're in the bottom of the second inning, and the Otters lead it 1-0 over Lake Erie. Back on the rubber, Matt Mulhern trying to recover after allowing a run on 3 hits in that first frame. First pitch to the catcher, Jake Green, misses inside, and it's 1-0. Righty on righty battle, the pitch. And Green takes a little bit low and outside. 2-0 the count. Well, the Otters have a chance to pick up their second series win of the year. If they can come away with a victory today, the 2-0 at the knees, a called strike. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Green. And the Otters have never had a chance to sweep a team this season. Now the 2-1. Bouncing ball in the dirt, and that was about a 56-foot breaking ball. Well, this isn't 13U, where the mound is moved a little bit in. I don't know if Mulhern got confused, but that one wasn't even close. So now the count 3-1 to Green. And here it comes. In there, a called strike. Green was ready to head down to first, but that one looked pretty good. Count now full. But if Evansville wins today, they will at least have a chance to sweep for the first time. Green will call time and think things over. And who knows, with a good home series here in these 6 games this week, could be a turning point for Evansville. 3-2. At the knees, called strike 3. Green standing just outside the left-handed batter's box, and he was very displeased with that call from Reed Hoover.
Number 23.
He's out number 1, and now it's Blake Mosley coming to the plate. So a 6-pitch strikeout for Mulhern. Now the pitch on the way to Mosley. A little bit above the zone, 1-0. Oh, when I was calling games at Allegheny College this past spring, Reed Hoover was an umpire for the Allegheny Gators. That's Division III baseball. And now he is calling games here in the Frontier League. Next pitch, swung on by Mosley, slapped back to the screen, foul, and the count 1-1. We've said it before, but I just think it's so interesting to see where an umpire can end up at different places. Now the 1-1 pitch. And it's a breaking ball on the outside corner, called strike 2. I'm blanking on the name right now, but while at Allegheny, it came to our attention that a couple of former alums at the college were the referee crew in the college football championship game this past year. 1-2 misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Mosley. There was also another guy who was doing the March Madness tournament who did some basketball with the Gators. 2-2. Line to the left side, out of play, foul. And we'll try it again at 2-2 for Mosley. Well, there are not too many people that want to be umpires anymore. Let me tell you, the field is really thinning out, and it's a shame. Here's the 2-2 home. Mosley grounds one back up the middle, and it's off the diving glove of Watkins, rolls into center field, base hit for Mosley. Good effort by the shortstop back behind the second base bag. Put a glove to it, just couldn't reel it in. And now it'll be Troy Hamilton coming to the plate for his first professional at-bat. Hamilton finishing college this year. First pitch to him, and he goes after it. Hits it out towards right center. This is heading for the gap, and it's going to get down for extra bases. It bounces off the base of the wall. Rounding third, heading for home, Mosley. Throw to the plate, there is none. How about that? Troy Hamilton, in his first professional pitch, laces an RBI double to right center, and he makes it 2-0 Evansville. We didn't even get a chance to talk about where the kid came from, how he did in college before he just ripped one into the gap. And now it's the top of the order in Mason White. First pitch on the way from Mulhern. And White cuts and comes up empty, 0-1. Well, while he's on second, before he scores and does another great thing for this club, we're going to give you a little information about Hamilton. Finished his final year of college playing at the University of South Carolina Upstate. Next pitch misses a little bit down low, and it's 1-1 now to White. And he played in the Big South Conference. That's a Division I school. Put together 3 solid seniors seasons in his tenure with the green and black. Next pitch grounded down the first baseline, foul. And it's 1-2 to White. This past spring, he hit .298 at the Division I level. Had a .571 slugging percentage, mashing for 15 doubles and 16 homers. He also drove in 42 RBI. Now the 1-2. And it's tapped back to the screen, foul. We'll try it again for White. Well, if you've ever heard of the Brooks watch list, he was on it, and that's a list that honors the top shortstop in the nation at the collegiate level across any level. So Division I, Division II, Division III, NAIA, JUCO, you name it, the 1-2. And it's hit into the Otters' first base dugout, foul. So White stays alive. Now, typically that award would be given to a Division I player because they're at that level for a reason, but Hamilton on it for 2 years at USC Upstate. Next pitch, tap towards the third base side. This is going to be trouble. Espinal charging, and he'll have no throw to the bag at first. A delayed reaction from the third baseman on the swinging bunt from White, and with that kid's speed heading down the line, he was always going to beat that out. So moving up to third, Hamilton. And standing on first now, White, 1 down in the inning for David Mendham. We're in the bottom of the second. Evansville leads it 2-0. So yeah, this kid Hamilton, he's pretty good and showing it off immediately. Here's the first pitch to Mendham. Swing and a miss. Well, Mendham working on a 21-game on-base streak. And he has played in 21 prior games this year. He lost his 5-game hit streak last night. Now the 0-1, and he laces it back to the screen foul. Quickly 0-2 now. But Mendham was able to walk 2 separate occasions, had a run scored, and struck out once. So 0 for 2 on the night for him yesterday. Trying to get back in the hit column here today. Down in the count now, though, 0-2. Here it comes. Fastball misses high and outside. Well, this is game number 2 of a 6-game home series. And after the Lake Erie Crushers series will finalize tomorrow, it'll be the Florence Yalls coming through for the weekend. Here's the 1-2. And it's a ground ball hit out towards first. Runner was going to second, so Knotts will step on the bag unassisted. Coming in to score, Hamilton. And the kid has an RBI double on 1 pitch in his first professional at-bat. And he also picks up a run scored on the fielder's choice RBI from Mendham. Moving up to second, White, and he's in scoring position now with 2 down. Coming up to the plate, Randy Bednar. Righty on righty matchup. Here's the first pitch. And it's a breaking ball in the outside corner, called strike 1. Well, as we mentioned earlier, it has been a difficult season for Mulhern this year. Looking at that ERA number, here's the next pitch to Bednar. Fastball off the inside corner, 1-1. But really, that number ballooned after his last outing against Florence. That was back on May 30th, gave up 7 runs in 5 innings. Here's the 1-1. Bednar swings at an upstairs fastball. And the count now 1-2. And it just didn't seem like he had his best stuff. So trying to come out here today and rebound with a quality performance, well, if he wants to do that, he's got a long way to go and he can't give up another run. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. And that'll do it here in the second inning. Evansville gets another pair. An RBI double from Troy Hamilton in his first professional at-bat is the highlight. And the Otters lead it 3-0 over the Crushers. We're heading to the the third here on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
Today we have Oregon Bell playing to win 2 GA tickets. Are you ready? Get set, go. Awesome job, great work, guys. Thanks for playing. And back to you, Zane.
Thanks, Chloe. We have new concession items here at the ballpark this year. Head to the first base concession for some new Italian food offerings that include fried ravioli, Bosco's Texas Pizza. The third base concessions has our specialty menu.
Yeah,
items.
wasted no time.
And if you're looking for a quick soda or beer, our brand new grab and go is directly behind Ben's Pretzels out on the outer concourse. Great to have you with us. Today, baseball, America's 3rd oldest active professional ballpark, still in use. Lead off. The Lake Erie Crushers, batting eighth with their base, 22, Walter Espinal.
Top of the third inning. 8-9-1 in the Lake Erie order, and Parker Brahms has been on a roll here early. Evansville leads it 3-0, and the pitch from the right-hander misses just off the inside corner. 1-0 the count now to Walter Espinal. Espinal had to come on as a defensive replacement yesterday. Now the 1-0, and it's at the knees, misses just a smidge downstairs. 2-0 the count. That was after Jared Watkins, the shortstop, got ejected in yesterday's contest. So at the time, Logan Thomason moved to short and Espinal took over third. Next pitch from Brahms. Misses a little bit low. 3-0 the count. Well, yesterday, Espinal saw 2 total at-bats, both resulting in strikeouts. Now the pitch, and it misses upstairs. It's a 4-pitch walk. So that'll bring up Johnny Tuccillo. Otters lead it 3-0. Top of the third. Righty on righty matchup. Here's the pitch from Brahms. And it misses high and inside. 5 balls to begin this top of the third frame. Well, Brahms went 1-2-3 in the second. Gave up a 2-out double to Scout Knotts in the first. Throw to the bag and back in safely as Espinal. But other than that, he has had really good command of the zone here today. Now the 1-0. And it's sent back to the screen foul. 1-1 the count. Tuccillo did not play yesterday. Here's the 1-1. And he sends it high and shallow towards right field, backing up Mosley, and he'll make the over-the-shoulder catch. There's one down. So the lineup will turn over now. Here's Burl Dixon.
12, Burl Dixon.
Dixon 0 for 1, struck out looking his first time at the plate. Runner on first, 1 out here in the top of the third, and a throw over to the bag. Espinal back in safely. Righty on lefty matchup. Here's the pitch. Big swing there, and Dixon couldn't connect. 0-1. Dixon, 1 homer, 5 RBI, 11 runs scored, and 4 doubles in that leadoff spot for Evansville, or for Lake Erie, excuse me. Another checkup on Espinal, and he's back in with a head-first slide. Beautiful day here at the ballpark, 78 degrees. The 0-1 home. Tap back towards the Lake Erie third base dugout. And it's quickly 0-2 now. But that rain again has made it hot here this afternoon. We've had a lot of precipitation here at Bosse Field this season. Now the 0-2. Fastball misses upstairs. Talking with some of the stadium ops guys, they said that this is the most rain that they have seen ever in their tenures here. And some of those guys have worked here a long time. Now the 1-2. And here's a check swing, line drive, caught by Reyes. Throw back to first. They're going to double up Espinal at the bag. How do you like that? Espinal was caught in between first and second. Wasn't sure if that one was going to drop. It was close to the dirt, and Reyes scooped it up on the soft line drive hit to him. Again, a check swing from Dixon, and it cost him. It's a 5-3 twin killing to end the top of the third. Your score, Evansville 3 and Lake Erie 0. We're heading to the home half of the third here on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
Whoever throws it the furthest will be our winner and get to keep the bat. Ready? Throw.
Chloe. The Otters are back for the series finale tomorrow night at 6:35. Support Jacob Phillips in center point. And that also means a Busch Light Thirsty Thursday. We have beer specials for that series finale against the Crushers on Friday. We begin a 3-game homestand and series with the Florence Yalls. Princess Night, Military Appreciation Night, and the Dog Days of Summer. That's this weekend in beautiful Fossey Field. Say hello to Trilogy Healthcare. They're in left field and joining today's day game here at the ballpark. Hello to Trilogy Healthcare. Great to have you with us.
Bottom of the third inning, and it is 4-5-6 in the order for Evansville. Anthony Calarco digs in from the left side, and Matt Mulhern back on the rubber. His first pitch at the top of the zone, a called strike, and it's 0-1. Not the start that Matt Mulhern has wanted here this afternoon. Now the next pitch misses down low to Calarco. Count 1-1 strike. Mulhern giving up 3 runs on 6 hits in those first 2 innings. Evansville has tattooed him. Here's the 1-1. Fastball misses high. For landscaping design that is truly unique, look to locally owned Wild Horticulture. Whether you need a team to design and construct a large-scale landscape project for your business, or you're looking to create an epic backyard retreat, we'll get to the rest of that after this next pitch as it's skied out towards center field, and Dixon, the center fielder, taking charge. He puts it away, and there's 1 down. And again, if you're looking to create that epic backyard retreat, complete with plants, water, and light installation, the experienced team at Wild can take your ideas to the next level. You've likely seen their creative work all over town. Wild Horticulture has the skills and resources to deliver inspiring spaces and bring your ideas to life. At the plate, Mike Peabody, and his first pitch swung on and hammered high, deep to right, and this is off the base of the wall over the head of the right fielder Harris, and it's going to be extra bases for Peabody as he strolls into second and tosses out the anchor there. Well, Peabody must have just gotten his lawn done at Wild Horticulture, and he's feeling pretty good because that ball was smoked, and it almost went to the right field lawn. And now coming up, it's Yomar Reyes. Otters lead at 3-0, bottom of the third, and Reyes pops the first pitch up. Hit toward the Otters' first base dugout in foul territory. Knotts coming on, and the first baseman retrieves it. There's 2 down. So now it's Jake Green, the catcher, coming up. Took a tough strike 3 call his first trip at the plate. Runner on second, 2 outs, bottom of the third. And it is 3-0 Evansville. Mulhern's first delivery. Slapped back to the screen, foul, and it's 0-1. Well, Mulhern has thrown a lot of first pitch strikes. He's filled up the zone again. His stuff is just being hit all over the yard. Now the next pitch to Green, the catcher, and he watches a bouncing breaking ball. Nice block by John Tuccillo. Tuccillo, another one of those guys last year with Lake Erie, who was with the club the whole season. I got to watch him in a full year in that 2023 campaign and doing what he does best, blocking the baseball, and he also has a cannon from behind the plate as well. Now the 1-1. And this one swung on, blooped into right center. This might get down, charging and sliding, making the catch, Harris. What a play. Great catch from the right fielder coming on to swipe a base hit away from Green. 3 in the books. Your score, Evansville 3 and Lake Erie 0.
Are you ready to witness flying pigs? Because it's time for Hickory Pit Stop Flying Pigs. We have Daniel and Grayson, and they're going to see who can sling their pig the furthest. Whoever does wins 2 GA tickets.
Did Peabody first pitch?
Three,
Yeah, okay.
2, 1, go.
It was Calartho, like 2 or 3 pitches. Peabody first pitch, Reyes first pitch.
Yep, thank you.
And we have a winner. Thanks for playing, boys. Back to you, Zane.
Thanks, Chloe. I mentioned Trilogy Healthcare. They're in left field having a group outing of about 125. Saying hello to the Boys and Girls Club. They're in sections 2 and 3, a group of about 60. Plus American Senior Communities in sections 16, 17, 18, 19, and in right field. That's a group of 60. And we have over 100 in the front extra patio deck with the Old National Infotech group. Also like to say hello to almost 700 here today from the YMCA. Great to have you with us. And Senior Connection has 200 people here as well. Hope you enjoy your visit here at beautiful Bossy Field. Leading off the Lake Erie Crushers, shortstop by Jared Watkins.
Jared Watkins leading it off for the Crushers here to begin this top half of the 4th inning. Evansville with a 3-0 lead. And Parker Brahms' first pitch misses just a little bit downstairs. 1-0 to the shortstop. Watkins flew out in his first plate appearance. 0 for 3 in the series with a strikeout. The 1-0. And he slaps it foul to the left side, out of play. Watkins, a guy who has seen affiliated experience, came back to Lake Erie last year after playing in the Arizona Diamondbacks system. Now the 1-1. And he takes a strike on the inside corner, strike 2 called. And Watkins just wasn't seeing much time at the AA level with the Diamondbacks, and he said, you know what, this isn't working out anymore. Now the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Watkins back to the dugout is out number 1. Here comes Scout Knotts. And the thing with Watkins is he had already played with Lake Erie before being picked up by Arizona. So he was familiar with Tom Kramig, the previous owner of Lake Erie. And Kramig said, well, why don't you just come back here and play under Jared Lemieux, which was, of course, last year. First pitch to Knotts. Breaking ball in the inside corner, called a strike, and it's 0-1. And the way he performed with Lake Erie before he got picked up with Arizona, you would say, well, yeah, let's bring him back. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, hit hard out towards short, taken on a backhand. Hamilton launches one over the first baseman, Calarco, and that one will head to the right side, Walling, and that will also allow Knotts to advance another 90 feet up to second. So definitely going to be an error on the advancement, but is there an error on the original play? So they're going to make it an E6 all the way. So Knotts now on second. Evansville leads it 3-0. Top of the 4th inning. And there's one down for Alfredo Gonzalez. First pitch, swung on, popped up towards the right side in very shallow right, down by the line, fair territory. Calarco able to reel it in, and there's 2 down. Boy, Parker Brahms has looked magnificent here today. That was another really good outing that he had earlier in the season. That came against the Gateway Grizzlies in the series finale. Also at home. Now he will face Jack Harris. Righty on righty matchup. Here's the first pitch. And Harris lines one back up the middle. That'll get through for a base hit. Being waved around third, heading for home. Knotts throw to the plate, and it's on a hop late. Also moving up to second on the throw is Harris. So Harris with an RBI single. That scored knots to make it a 3-1 game.
Ethan Skinder.
And then Harris able to advance on the throw from the center fielder, White. And he's in scoring position with 2 outs for Ethan Skender. Well, hard to blame Brahms for giving up that run. He should be out of the inning right now. Now the first pitch to Skender, and it misses off the inside part of the plate. 1-0. He has been filling up the zone here today, though. Here's the pitch, and the 1-0 is swung on. Lined out towards short. Hamilton there to make the catch, and that'll do it. He barely had to move out there, so recovering after that E6 with a quick reaction on the line shot from Skender. And one middle infielder lines out to the other one, and that'll do it here in the top of the 4th. Lake Erie gets one on the unearned run. Scout not scoring on the RBI single from Jack Harris. And Evansville leads it 3-1 with them coming to bat when we come back.
Right here in the Hoosier state of Indiana. Paramount Dental has been ensuring smiles for more than 37 years. Keep on smiling with Paramount Dental. And be sure to check out Frontier League and the Evansville Otters on Pro Sports, the official streaming partner of the Frontier League.
Second pitch.
You know the first one. All the way to the championship.
Who's the ball?
EvansvilleOtters.com for links to watch and subscribe.
I got 4, then 2, then 1, then 1, then 2. Correct.
I got 56 pitches in one.
I got 52. Close enough.
It's not necessarily, you don't really. Well, I still have all the in-play, or in-play too. Those counts.
Second baseman, number 23, Blake Mosley.
Blake Mosley at the dish here to begin the bottom of the 4th inning. Evansville with a 3-1 lead over Lake Erie, and the first pitch from Matt Mulhern misses just off the inside corner. It's 1-0. It seems like our home plate umpire, Reed Hoover, has had a tighter zone today than we've seen from other umpires this year. The 1-0. Fastball in the top left corner of the zone, called the strike. 1-1 the count now to Mosley. As a hitter, you love when there's a tighter zone. As a pitcher, not so much. Now the 1-1. And it's swung on, popped up, shallow left, charging Torrealba, and he's calling for it. Reels it in, 1 down. So Mosley out number 1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And it is Troy Hamilton coming to the plate. Hamilton, in the first pitch he saw as a professional, lined a double toward the right center gap and scored a run. Here's his first pitch from Mulhern, bouncing breaking ball, and that one hit in front of the plate before going back to the screen. 1-0. So it was a pretty good start for the kid. Trying to follow it up here. The pitch, another bouncing breaking ball, this time outside and in the other's batter's box. So Mulhern not even close with his first 2 pitches to Hamilton. Troy standing 5'11", 175 pounds. Righty on righty battle, the 2-0. And it's lined to the right side. Diving stop by Skender. Gets up, throw to first in time. Taking a base hit away from Hamilton. Skender dove in the right gap towards first base and was able to make a great play. So 2 quick outs now for Mulhern. Lineup turns over. It's Mason White at the plate. First pitch from Mulhern at the knees. Misses a little bit low, 1-0. White 2 for 2, snapping his 2-game hitless streak in the first inning with a double. He singled his last time up, the 1-0, swing and a miss. White, another new guy that was signed and activated just before that Gateway Series over the weekend. Here's the 1-1, and he goes after it, hits it well. Out towards deep right field, Harris on his horse, he's at the track. This is off the wall, and it's going to be extra bases for Mason White. Have a day. And White now 3 for 3 with a pair of doubles. His 4th of the year after that last 2-bagger, and he's able to extend this bottom of the 4th. Otters lead at 3-1. Here's David Mendham. Well, they have been tattooing Matt Mulhern here today. And the hit parade continues. And first we'll have Jonathan Albaladejo come out toward the mound to have a word with his starting pitcher, Mulhern. Well, by my count, I got Mulhern at 61 total pitches. So the pitch count, not really an issue now. The issue has been his 3 runs given up on 8 hits. Lake Erie, 1 run. It was unearned on 2 hits. And the Crushers' bats have been silent here in this series so far against Evansville. And while it was quiet for the Otters yesterday, they are breaking out here this afternoon. So the meeting on the mound over. And now the first pitch to Mendham. Breaking ball misses inside. It's 1-0. Evansville 3, Lake Erie 1. And the Otters trying to pick up their 2nd series win of the 2024 season. The 1-0. Mendham swings on it, hits it out towards second, on the ground. Skender up with it, and his throw to first in time. That'll do it here in the 4th. Evansville leads at 3-1, and Lake Erie comes to the plate in the 5th when we come back on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Southwest Graphics Evansville Otter Bells.
Have you seen him in the outer round lately? Make sure you tell him hello when you do. Evan's excited to see all of our fans this afternoon and encourages you to visit Heritage for all your banking needs. Heritage, a proud partner of Evansville Otters baseball. Leading off for the Crushers, left fielder, 17, Jose Torrealba.
Jose Torrealba leading it off for Lake Erie here to begin this top half of the 5th inning. Parker Brahms' first pitch swung on, hit out towards the right side, and that splits the 3-4 hole. Rolls into right field, picked up by Mendham, and it's a leadoff base hit for Jose Torrealba. Evansville leads it 3-1 over Lake Erie, and now for the Crushers, it's Walner Espinal coming to the plate. 52 total pitches for Parker Brahms, 33 strikes. He has filled up the zone, and he has done a really nice job of getting ahead. First pitch to Espinal, and he watches one at the knees a little bit low, 1-0. Brahms has thrown into 5 0-2 or 1-2 counts here this afternoon. Throw to the bag at first, in safely Torrealba. Espinal walked his first trip up. 0 for 2 yesterday, a pair of strikeouts. Now the 1-0. And it's a bouncing ball in the dirt, gets past the catcher. Green heads back towards the Otters' first base dugout. And that'll be a wild pitch, which allows Torrealba to advance up to second. So the count 2-0 now to Espinal. And if you missed yesterday, there were some fireworks when Jared Watkins got thrown out of the game, which is why Espinal had to come in. Now the 2-0 pitch. And he pops it up, shallow left, backing up Hamilton, and he calls for it. The shortstop puts it away. There's one down. I'll tell you what, that is how you know your starting pitcher is on his game today. After giving up the leadoff single, he comes back and in a 2-0 count gets the 8-hole hitter to pop up in shallow left a can of corn. That was a great pitch there to bounce back for Brahms. Now he will face John Tuccillo. First pitch to the catcher, and it's inside, gets a piece of Tuccillo, and he'll head down to first base. So first and second now. The double play ball in effect. And the lineup will turn over for Burl Dixon, who lined into a double play his last time at the plate. It was a check swing, line drive hit to the third baseman, Yomar Reyes. And Reyes was able to catch it right before the baseball hit the dirt. And then he threw it to first to double up the runner and end the inning. That was back in the third frame. First pitch, and Dixon takes a strike, 0-1. Now, we're in the top of the fifth. Otters lead at 3-1 over Lake Erie. Righty on lefty battle. And Brahms takes a look to second, now deals home. Pitch misses low and off speed from the right-hander. 76 miles an hour on the gun. That was a changeup. Dixon 1 for 6 in this series. He has struggled against this Otters pitching staff. Now the 1-1 home. Swing and a miss. But you could also say, who hasn't struggled against this Otters pitching staff for Lake Erie this series? The Crushers had just 6 hits yesterday. 1 run on 3 hits here this afternoon. Now the pitch from Brahms. Breaking ball misses outside, evens the count. 2-2 now to Dixon. First and second, 1 out. Dixon taking his time, now digs in from the left side. Now the 2-2 pitch, and it's laced back to the screen foul. We'll try it again. The Otters got off on the right foot yesterday, now trying to walk their way back toward that 500 marker. Still a long ways to go, sitting 8 games below 500 right now. Now the 2-2. Just a bit outside. Maybe a smidge high. A good pitch there from Brahms. This is a BP fastball registered at just 84 miles an hour, but boy, that was close on that outside corner. So we'll try it now with a full count. The pitch misses down low, ball 4. Well, if the Otters can come away with a win here this afternoon, they will start this 6-game homestand 2-0. And later in the week, they have a team in the Florence Yalls who has been struggling this year. The Yalls 7-13 on the season. Max Peterson will head out toward the mound after that last walk to Dixon. Bases loaded for Lake Erie. 1 out, top of the 5th. And this is the first sign of trouble that we have seen Brahms in today. Again, he has been terrific. Brahms spent 4 seasons of collegiate ball at Sacramento State. Drafted by the Los Angeles Dodgers in the 27th round of the 2019 draft, but decided not to sign, finished his final year of college. The meeting on the mound over, and now the first pitch to Jared Watkins. Watkins goes after it, hits it out towards right field. Charging in Mendham, and he slides, and he makes a great catch. Tagging for home is the runner Torrealba, and he's able to touch on the sacrifice fly. What a great play by Mendham, taking a base hit away from Watkins. It still goes down as a sacrifice fly, but I'll tell you, the damage could have been a lot worse there. And Brahms picks up a much-needed out number 2. So that's the first earned run that Brahms has given up here this afternoon. And now at the plate, it's a dangerous hitter in Scout Knotts. Runners at the corners, 2 outs, and the pitch on the outside corner, a called strike. Knotts 1 for 2. Your score, Evansville 3, Lake Erie 2 here in the 5th. The pitch at the knees, misses a little bit low, and Green does a double take, looking back to our home plate umpire, Reed Hoover, saying, where did that one miss? So the count, 1 ball and 1 strike to Knotts. Brahms ready, he deals. And Knotts loops one onto the infield, foul territory, now slicing towards the Otters' first base dugout, and Green's sliding attempt unsuccessful. Good effort by the catcher, but now we move to a 1-2 count. A big battle coming up here between Scout Knotts and Parker Brahms. Righty on righty battle. A long lean in, 2 seconds on the pitch clock. Brahms has to get it off. He gets it off with 1. This pitch swung on, looped into center field, shallow. Charging is the center fielder, White, and he makes the catch to retire the side. So Lake Erie gets another run, but good job by Parker Brahms to limit the damage, and he leaves the 5th still with the lead. Your score, Evansville 3, Lake Erie 2. We're heading to the bottom of the inning here on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
How many strikes?
Left fielder, number 6, Randy Bednar.
I got about 60.
Randy Bednar leading it off here in the home half of the 5th for Evansville. First pitch from Matt Mulhern downstairs, and it's 1-0. The Otters with a 3-2 lead over Lake Erie. And the Crushers' right-hander kicks and deals. Check swing from Bednar, and our home plate umpire Reed Hoover says he went too far around. Count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. Bednar 1 for 2. He singled his first time up. This is a part of a 3-hit first inning where Evansville was able to get on the board first. Here's a breaking ball from Mulhern and a beauty. Drops in the zone for a called strike 2. And now it's 1-2 to Bednar. Here it comes. Breaking ball misses away. 2-2 the count now. Bednar, 6 homers, 12 RBI, 13 runs scored on the year for Evansville, and he has really been picking it up as of late. 2-2 swung on, popped up, shallow left, and backing up Watkins, the shortstop, will make the catch. There's 1 down. So here's Anthony Calarco. Calarco had a great day at the plate yesterday. He was 3 for 3 in the series opener. And he was able to immediately follow it up with an RBI single in that first inning. 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Bases empty. Bottom of the 5th. And the pitch from Mulhern. Breaking ball in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Hey, if you got a group of friends or coworkers who wish to come to historic Bosse Field and enjoy an Otters home game, contact the Otters front office. Next pitch misses the zone. 1-1 the count now to Calarco. And you can reserve a party deck on the Corona Party Extra patio deck. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And Calarco takes low, a ball in the dirt. 2-1 the count. The Corona Extra patio deck is one of the best places to watch the game, with an all-you-can-eat menu and unlimited bottled water and soft drinks. Call 812-435-8686 as the 2-1 is a fastball that misses outside. And they're calling that number. You can find more information on how you can book your next celebration. Here's the 3-1, and Calarco takes a breaking ball in there for a strike. Count now full. There's more people on that patio deck out in right field right now. The payoff. Fastball misses high, and Calarco will head down to first base as a 1-out base runner via the walk. So now coming to the plate, Mike Peabody. Peabody 1 for 2. He doubled his last time up. Hit a missile out toward the right field wall, and he's been seeing the ball better in the last couple of games. He was 1 for 3 yesterday. Of course, had that massive 2 RBI double, which gave Evansville the lead in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the first pitch to him, and he takes a strike. 0-1. Peabody was on the DL for quite some time, missed around 2 weeks of baseball after opening day. Throw to the bag at first, Calarco in safely. That was because he collided with Patrick Lee, who is no longer with the club after getting signed by the Detroit Tigers. But in the outfield, him and Peabody crashed into each other on opening night, and Peabody went down with some serious injuries on the DL. Next pitch, swing and a miss, and he's down in the count. 0-2 now. This is a guy that Andy McCauley and the coaching staff was really excited to bring on board this season. Peabody coming from the Inland Empire's 66ers club. He'll call time and think things over, stepping out of the box. Adjusting himself, now digging back in from the left side. Here's the 0-2 from Mulhern. And it's a check swing foul back to the screen. Peabody has one of the best facial hair doings on the entire club. A solid mustache right across the upper lip. And that's it. He rocks just the mustache, clean shaven otherwise. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball and a high looper that misses outside. 1-2 the count now. Doesn't quite curl in like a Raleigh fingers, rather just sits kind of flat. But it is a look. Now the 1-2. He swings and misses, strike 3. And Peabody is out number 2 here in this bottom of the 5th. That'll bring up Yomar Reyes. Runner on first. And your score, Evansville 3, Lake Erie 2.
Number 28, Yomar Reyes.
Reyes hitless yesterday, 0 for 2 today. He has struck out 4 times against the Lake Erie Crushers. Here's his first pitch, and Mulhern throws a breaking ball way upstairs, and Reyes has to lean over to get out of the way of that one. I'll tell you, he didn't drop the bat, so he's actually a little lucky that the baseball didn't hit his bat. We saw that earlier in the season. Now the 1-0, and he takes a ball on the inside corner. 2-0 the count. I can't remember off the top of my head who it is. I want to say Randy Bednar. And it was during the Washington series on the road, and the player had a ball that was thrown behind him. Next pitch, swing and a miss, and it's 2-1 to Reyes. And the ball hit off the batter's bat after it almost hit him, and it went in fair territory. Reyes will call time, adjust the batting gloves. And the hitter did not recognize that it was in fair territory. It almost was a bunt down the third base line, and he was thrown out. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Mulhern. Breaking ball, and again it bounces in front of the plate. Boy, Mulhern has had a real difficult time this afternoon consistently throwing that breaking ball for strikes. And as a hitter, that allows you to easily adjust and sit dead red on a fastball. Here's the 3-1, and Reyes hits it foul off himself. Ricochets towards the Otters' first base dugout, but Reyes in some serious pain leaning over toward that first base line. And we'll have the trainer, Catherine Fonts, come out to have a look. Andy McCauley also moving from the third base coach's box, and he wants to take an eye on his starting third baseman. Well, that one looked to catch around the shin area. And that's exactly what Catherine Fonts is looking at. That left shin is what is bothering Reyes. And he seems to be okay, walking gingerly back towards the plate. But he's going to stay in this game. Just a stinger. But they still never feel good. So a 3-2 count now to Reyes. Runner on first, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th inning, here's the pitch. Runner goes, and it's a bouncing breaking ball again. Gets by the catcher. John Tuccillo heads back for the screen, and because the runner was already on the move, that's going to allow the runner to advance up to third. So Calarco, 90 feet from scoring. And it's the second walk here this inning allowed by Mulhern. Runners at the corners now, 2 outs. And it's Jake Green, the catcher, coming up. Green 0 for 2 here today. And the first pitch misses downstairs, 1-0. Jack Harris made a really nice play on the baseball. And Green's last trip to the plate, it was a soft line drive towards right field. And it was sinking quickly, and Harris was able to scoop it up before it hit the ground. Reyes goes to second on the next pitch. Fastball inside, throw from Tuccillo, not in time. And Reyes is going to pick up his second stolen bag of the year. How about that? Reyes, who stands 6'4", 240 pounds, has got some wheels. He unhitched the trailer on that pitch. And the count 1-1 to Green. Next offering from Mulhern misses downstairs. 2-1 the count. So 2 ducks in the pond now for Green. He's got 2 RBI on the season, looking for more. Evansville leads it 3-2. Bottom of the 5th. And the pitch coming, here it is. Ground ball hit out towards short. Watkins fields it cleanly. Throw across the diamond in time. And that'll do it as Evansville strands a couple in scoring position. None across, 5 in the books here at Bosse Field. Evansville 3, Lake Erie 2. We'll be back on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
It's time for Jersey Mike's Build a Sub. We've got 2 master sub chefs ready to build an artisan TLC. First, our contestants will spin around a bat 10 times and then build their sub. Once the sub is built, they'll run it to the otter bells while keeping all the ingredients inside the sandwich. First one to hand their completed sub off to an otter bell wins a coupon for Jersey Mike's. On your marks, get set, go! And we have a winner. The only way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the only way to get it is at Jersey Mike's, because authentic ingredients make a sub above. Now located at 939 North Burkhart Road in Evansville. Back to you, Zane.
Thanks, Chloe. Don't forget to check out the Ottersville Team Store in the main tunnel to check out all the latest merchandise and apparel for your hometown team, the Evansville Otters. And we're back tomorrow, 6:35, at Busch Light Thirsty Thursday. And our friends from Center Point and Jacobs Village. It's tomorrow night, 6:35. Tickets at EvansvilleOtters.com or call the Erie, 812-435-8686. Tell me you want tickets. Designated hitter, 7, Alfredo Gonzalez.
We're back. Top of the 6th inning. Parker Brahms still out on the rubber. He will face Alfredo Gonzalez in the middle third of this Lake Erie lineup. And the first pitch on the outside corner, a called strike, 0-1. Evansville 3, Lake Erie 2. Righty on righty matchup. Brahms offers up. Swung on, and this is sent down towards right field. Nearing the line and ranging over and making the catch, Mendham lost his hat on the play, fell off as he was on his horse toward the baseball. But he was able to get there in time to retire Gonzalez, and there's a quick out. So the base is empty now for Jack Harris. Harris 1 for 2, a strikeout and an RBI single his last time up. Here's the first pitch, and he hits it hard down the third base side, foul. 0-1 the count. Otters with a 1-run lead over Lake Erie, trying to secure their second series win of the 2024 season. And now the 0-1. Harris grounds it foul to the left side again, and he's down in the count 0-2. Well, Brahms at 74 pitches by my count. He has thrown 45 strikes tonight, rather this afternoon. And the 0-2. Swung on, a soft line drive out towards left center. On his horse, Bednar able to run and track it down. A sprinting catch for Randy Bednar. And he saves a base hit off the bat of Jack Harris. 5 pitches into this frame, and there's 2 down for Ethan Skender. Otters lead it 3-2. Top of the 6th inning, and Brahms looking for his second 1-2-3 frame. The pitch. Skender takes at the top of the zone, a called strike, 0-1. Brahms back to it, working quickly now, and his 0-1 pitch. Ground ball hit down the left side, foul. Past the third base bag, and it is 0-2 now to Skender. Well, Skender rocked a ball to short his last time up, but it was right at Troy Hamilton. And in his first at-bat, Skender flew out to the second baseman, Mosley. Down in the count, 0-2. Bases empty, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses high. Brahms giving up 1 earned run today. Also 1 unearned run. And we'll have time called. Randy Bednar, the left fielder, having to retrieve a baseball. And I think that one got away from the Lake Erie bullpen. Now there is some activity down there. Looks like there's a right-hander warming up. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball way outside the zone, and Skender went chasing. Beautiful pitch there from Brahms, and he has his second 1-2-3 inning this afternoon. Your score after 5.5, Evansville 3 and Lake Erie 2 on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
Time for the dance cam. Brought to you by Drake's. We need everybody to get up and dance because Drake's is your go-to for 24 beers on tap, big burgers, and fresh sushi. All in Evansville. Visit Drake's at 1222 Herschel Road or drakescomeplay.com. Now let's dance. We have so many great group outings here this afternoon, and if you would like to have a Bossy Field be your big year for your next celebration with one of our Grand Slam picnics, and you and your guests will receive an exclusive Otters Special Edition hat. EvansvilleOtters.com or 812-435-8686 if you'd like to have a group outing here in the future.
Number 30. That is Enrique Ozoa.
Lake Erie 30, Enrique Ozoa get to pitch. Ozoa's on the mound to chill behind the plate. It's powered by the answer AudioCast East. Leading off the second baseman, number 23, Blake Mosley.
Blake Mosley watches one outside the zone, and the count 1-0. Bottom of the 6th inning, and your score, Evansville 3, Lake Erie 2. Here's the pitch. Mosley grounds one hard to the right side, taken by Skender, the second baseman. He's up with it, and his throw to first in time, 1 down. Now the day over for Matt Mulhern, and it is Enrique Ozoa on the rubber now. Mulhern finishing the day at 89 pitches, 59 strikes. And now it'll be Troy Hamilton coming to the plate. We'll get you a final line from Mulhern in just a moment. Hamilton goes after the first pitch and lines one back up the middle for a base hit. How about this kid? He has hit the ball hard in every plate appearance so far. He had an RBI double on the first pitch he saw as a professional athlete, and he is now 2 for 3 in his debut. So now the lineup turns over, and it's Mason White at the plate 3-2, Otters lead it, bottom 6. The pitch to White, misses downstairs, and it's 1-0. Mulhern, 5 innings of work, gave up 3 runs, 8 hits. And it wasn't a terrific day for the right-hander, but he was able to limit the damage the best he could. Throw to the bag at first. That one almost gets away from Scout Knotts. Just able to knock that one down. That might have went off our first base umpire, Darnell Ray. And it did. So Ray acting as a blocker of the baseball. Come on, ump. That's an extra base for Evansville. No, he seems to be okay, though. Now the 1-0. Fastball misses high. Righty on lefty battle. White 3 for 3 in this game. 2 doubles and a single. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And it's a heater that misses away. 3-0 now. So Ozoa coming out of the bullpen. He just was activated off the disabled list today. Now the 3-0. And it's at the top of the zone. A called strike. 3-1 the count now to White. Ozoa stands 5'7", 175 pounds on the scale. Here's the 3-1. Runner goes, and this ball is swung on. Launched out towards fairly deep center field. Dixon backing up near the track, makes the catch, and retreating back to the first base bag, Hamilton. So White out number 1, allowed out. He sent that ball pretty far toward dead center. But now it is David Mendham coming up. A runner on first here in the bottom of the 6th. And check that, there's 2 down in the inning now. Otters lead it 3-2. 79 degrees, cloudy skies now. Hamilton goes on the first pitch. Mendham grounds it down the first base line, foul. And it's 0-1. So again, hoping that R word stays away. It is about a 22% chance throughout the rest of the afternoon. It is starting to get a little bit darker out there. Throw to the bag at first. Hamilton in safely. But if we can make it through this afternoon and this evening, it's not supposed to rain overnight, and it's not supposed to rain at all Thursday or Friday. Here's the next pitch. Swung on, ground ball hit to first, foul. And it's 0-2 to Mendham. Ozoa asking for a new ball. He gets it. Runner on first, 2 outs. And now the 0-2 to Mendham. Fastball misses inside, and Tuchillo was set out outside off the corner. He had to come all the way back across the plate and make a backhanded stop. 2,007 in attendance for this one. And now the 1-2. Swung on, ripped out towards center field, rather right field, and this ball is caught by Jack Harris, who comes on and makes a sliding catch, and the inning is over. 6 in the books. Your score, Evansville 3, Lake Erie 2, top of the 7th, coming your way next on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
Skip the line or bank from the comfort of your very own home with self-service options and Heritage. Heritage, a proud partner of Evansville Otters baseball. Pressures. Left fielder 17, Jose. Torrealba.
Bottom third of the Lake Erie order due up, and it is Parker Brahms back on the rubber. Why not? He has looked magnificent here in this game. And the first pitch is on the inside corner, a called strike. 0-1 the count to Jose Torrealba. Otters lead it 3-2 over Lake Erie. Top of the 7th inning and the 0-1. And it's in there, a called strike. 0-2 now to Torrealba. The right-handed hitting left fielder, 1 for 2. He singled and scored his last time at the plate. The pitch. Breaking ball and a good one. Good take there from Torrealba. It tailed off the corner. 1-2 the count. Brahms has surrendered just 1 earned run here this afternoon. And now the next pitch. Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball right by him, and Torrealba out number 1. Back-to-back strikeouts dating back to that 6th inning.
22. Espinal.
And that is now 5 in a row retired for Brahms. Here's Walner Espinal. Otters with a 1-run lead, top of the 7th. First pitch to Espinal, swing and a miss. Brahms back to it, and the right-hander deals. And it's a nice tight slider on the outside corner. Called a strike. 0-2 now to Espinal. Well, that is the 11th time this game that Brahms has now gotten ahead 0-2 or 1-2. And here comes the 0-2. Here's a ground ball hit out toward third, taken on 2 hops. Reyes moving towards second, gets it out of his glove, and his throw to first in time. There's 2 down.
Viewers on our Otters Digital Network broadcast, please do not touch our ODN cameras that are set up around the ballpark. We do appreciate your cooperation.
Well, it sounds like there are some kids here on our YMCA and Boys and Girls Club Kids Day that are having some fun with our Flow Sports cameras. That is great. Here's John Tuccillo. 2 outs in the inning, bases empty. And the pitch misses just a little bit upstairs. So we had to put out an announcement to say, that's probably not a good idea. Next pitch on the outside corner, called a strike. Evens the count 1-1 to Tuccillo. I wonder if they got themselves on the air at all. Tuccillo cuts and comes up empty on the 1-1. I had the chance to see Johnny T before this game started today, and we were down on the field together yucking it up, and it seems like he is his usual self, as personable as ever. And John Tuccillo, one of the greatest personalities in this Frontier League. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, called, strike 3. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for Parker Brahms, his 3rd of the afternoon, and he is like fine wine, aging through this game as he gets better and better. And he has looked really sharp here this afternoon. He leaves in the 7th, and your score, Evansville 3, Lake Erie 2. Yeah. Hey. Feeling a serious dump today. All right. Yeah. Part of the order due up for the Evansville Otters here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And stretch time has come and gone. The Otters with a 3-2 lead over Lake Erie. Randy Bednar at the dish. And his first pitch on the outside corner, a called strike off the arm of Enrique Ozoa. And it's 0-1. Ozoa throwing 13 pitches in his first inning of relief. The righty deals. Breaking ball misses down low, but it's swung on and missed. And it's now 0-2 to Bednar. 7 of those pitches went for strikes, and Ozoa gave up a 1-out single to Troy Williams. Other than that, nothing doing for the Otters. Bednar 1 for 3 here in this game. Now the next pitch, and he rocks it into left field, base hit. Takes 2 hops, finds the glove of Torrealba, and it's a leadoff single for Randy Bednar. He smoked that one into left field. And now it's Anthony Calarco coming to the plate. So Bednar has another multi-hit game. And again, he has really been able to step it up with the bat as of late. So Calarco 1 for 2 this afternoon. And the pitch, he takes a strike on the outside corner, a fastball registered at 89 miles an hour, 0-1. 3-2, Otters lead it. Righty on lefty matchup, and Calarco's next pitch, he grounds one over towards first, Knotts bobbles it for a moment, picks it up, steps on the first base bag for 1, and the relay over to second, not in time. So it is a productive out for Calarco as he's set down on the 3U, but moving up towards second is Bednar, and it's a runner in scoring position with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Otters lead at 3-2, and it's Mike Peabody coming up. Well, Bednar with that leadoff single, picking up his 4th multi-hit game. He joined the club late, missed the first 4 contests of the year. First pitch to Peabody, and it's on the outside corner, a called strike, 0-1. And Bednar, in his first 2 games against the Gateway Grizzlies, had a home run in each of those contests. Now the 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2 to Peabody. And Bednar kept the average no worse than around 230. At one point it was sitting at 250, and he has been able to get that number to climb even further. Came into today's game with a 284 batting mark, the 0-2 home, and it's sent back to the screen foul. We'll try it again for Peabody. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Runner on second, and Evansville leads at 3-2. Peabody doubled back in the 3rd inning. Righty on lefty matchup. And Ozoa ready now, glove at his chest. He comes home. And it is outside. Looked to be a breaking ball, 79 miles an hour on the gun. And the count 1-2 now to Peabody. Now the next pitch, and Peabody taps it into the glove of the catcher, John Tuccillo. He holds on, and he is out number 2. Hey, want to make your lawn and landscape look like a field of dreams? Make sure you use 10 Barge professional brand products. Pick them up at any of our 3 locations, beautifying the communities we live in and the grass we walk and play on. All since 1940. So now it's Yomar Reyes at the plate. Evansville leads it 3-2, bottom of the 7th, and the first pitch from Ozoa. Swing and a miss, nice breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Well, Reyes had a good week at the plate last week while playing the Washington Wild Things and Gateway Grizzlies. He walked his last time up, but he is hitless here in this series against the Crushers. The 0-1 home. Breaking ball misses inside. 1-1 the count. Last week, Reyes was 10 for 24 with 3 doubles. And he was able to get that average back to near 300. Today, coming in with a 280 average. Here's the 1-1. And it misses downstairs. And I think that just goes to show that we're still early enough in the season to where, look, we're under 25 games in. And if a guy puts together one good series versus one bad series, that can make the batting average balloon in either direction, or rather deflate if it's going downward. Ozoa fires in the 2-1, and Reyes swings and misses. But that's to say that, yes, we're getting to that point now where the average is starting to matter a little bit more because it's not moving as much as it was 1 or 2 weeks ago, but you still have to take that number with a little bit of a grain of salt because, again, there's a lot of flexibility with those numbers right now. Deuces are wild, the 2-2. Breaking ball called strike 3, and Reyes is down looking. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ozoa, and he strands Bednar, who was a leadoff single on second. Nothing doing for Evansville. They lead it 3-2 after 7 innings of play. We'll be back on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
Fans, let's get ready to sumo. These guys are going to attempt to knock each other over. Best of 3 rounds is the winner. And go. Congratulations! Sumo was brought to you by Velvet Ice Cream. Get your Velvet Ice Cream behind third base concessions. Thanks for playing.
Otters call the bullpen. Leone De La Cruz. In to pitch the battery. De La Cruz is on the mound. Green behind the plate. The battery is powered by the Answer Auto Care East. 2319 North Creek Road, 812-475-9000. Tell them Sam from the Otters sent you. Top of the order team. Center fielder, 12, Burl Dixon.
Leone De La Cruz on the rubber for Evansville. Here to begin this top half of the 8th inning. The Otters with a 3-2 lead over the Lake Erie Crushers. And the first batter, Burl Dixon, watches one in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Dixon 0 for 2. Walked his last time at the plate. The next pitch from De La Cruz on the outside edge, a called strike, 0-2 now. What a day it was from Parker Brahms, the starter. The right-hander went 7 full innings, gave up just 2 runs. 1 was earned on 3 hits. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss.
That's a
7th strikeout of the day for this Otters pitching staff as De La Cruz picks up his first. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, he says to Dixon. And now it's Jared Watkins coming up. Brahms with 6 of those strikeouts, walked just 2. And the first pitch to Watkins, a called strike, 0-1. He was magnificent out on the rubber. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, ground ball back up the middle, off the glove of De La Cruz, out towards second, and nobody's going to have a play on it. Hamilton, the shortstop, was the one to come over near the second base area of Mosley, because Mosley was moving back behind the second base bag in case that one got up the middle. But it caromed off the glove of the pitcher, De La Cruz, and it'll be an infield single for Watkins. So now at the plate, Scout Knotts. Lefty on righty battle, and the first pitch misses a little bit low. And the count 1-0. Stay up to date with the latest news and promotions from the Evansville Otters by visiting evansvilleotters.com. Here's the next pitch. And again, it misses low, 2-0 to Knotts. You can also subscribe to the Otters e-newsletter by clicking Join Our E-News on the evansvilleotters.com homepage. Also, don't forget to follow the Otters on Twitter at @EvilleOtters, Instagram at Evansville Otters, and also click that like button on our Facebook page. De La Cruz ready. 3 seconds on the pitch clock. He gets it off, and it's a fastball on the inside corner. A called strike. 2-1 the count now to Knotts. Runner on first, 1 down. Top of the 8th inning, and it's 3-2 Otters. Now the 2-1. Inside, and it hit Knotts. So up to second, Watkins. And Knotts on first after the hit by pitch. That'll bring up Alfredo Gonzalez.
7, Alfredo Gonzalez.
Gonzalez 0 for 3 here today. He had the only run for Lake Erie yesterday, a solo homer in the 8th inning. So Evansville trying to avoid deja vu coming to life. This time there would be more damage done than just a solo blast. So De La Cruz has to be careful with a guy who offers a lot of power at the plate. Gonzalez, 3 bombs, 11 RBI, and 7 runs scored on the season. A .250 hitter on the year. Now the pitch from De La Cruz. Just off the outside corner, a ball. Leone into his 10th appearance of the year, 0-1 in 7 2/3 prior innings, an 8.22 ERA and a 1.57 WHIP. Double play ball in effect, the 1-0. Fastball, maybe just upstairs. Close pitch there, and it's 2-0. De La Cruz, 6 strikeouts, including the one this inning on the year, just 1 walk. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and it's a fastball that misses outside. So he's in danger of loading the bases. And you have to be careful while pitching to Gonzalez, but you can't nibble around the zone so much, though, that you start allowing free passes. Here's the 3-0 from the southpaw. Get me over fastball, called strike 1. De La Cruz's last appearance back on the 2nd of June against Gateway. Threw a scoreless inning, gave up a couple of hits, but no damage done. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and it's lined to the right side, down by the line, and it is gonna land in fair territory. This one rolling up against the wall. Mendham gets it in. 1 run is scored. Here comes Knotts. Throw to the plate, not in time, and Knotts able to slide in while colliding with Green, who had to move in line of the runner's path to catch that baseball. It was a high throw, but both runners are going to be safe, and it is a 2-run scoring triple for Alfredo Gonzalez, and just like that, Lake Erie has the lead. So make it a 4-3 game. And Gonzalez does it again. So here comes Max Peterson, and De La Cruz giving up the lead. We'll have a call to the bullpen and a new reliever when we come back. We're in the top of the 8th, Lake Erie 4 and Evansville 3 here on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Otters call the bullpen, John Beamer. Into pitch. The battery Beamer is on the mound. Green is behind the plate. That battery is powered by the Answer Auto Repair East 2319 Orchard Road 812-475-9000. Tell them. Same for the Otters, City Unit.
Well, let's see what the offense has. Beamer taking over duties on the rubber, 6'3", 195 pounds from Hopkinsville, Kentucky. And Beamer will be tasked with holding that runner on third. Alfredo Gonzalez moments ago launching a 2 RBI double out towards right field. He was able to advance on the throw, so he now stands on third, and Beamer's first pitch to Jack Harris fouled at the plate before ricocheting out toward the mound. There's one strike. So that 2 RBI double was able to give Lake Erie a 4-3 lead. And Lake Erie now in command to take this middle game of this 3-game series. So we'll see what the offense has for Evansville, but first we still have to get out of this inning. Infield playing in, the pitch to Harris. Swing and a tapper again at the plate, foul, 0-2. Well, not the kind of day that you wanted from Leone De La Cruz. Went just a third of an inning, gave up the tying and go-ahead runs. 2 hits allowed, a hit by pitch, and 1 strikeout. Beamer ready at the belt, and the 0-2 home. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. So a 3-pitch K to Fan Harris, and that's a big out number 2 for John Beamer. That runner still stays on third, and Gonzalez, and now it's Ethan Skender coming to the plate. Skender, a .226 hitter coming into the game. 0 for 3 here this afternoon. Lake Erie leads it 4-2. First pitch, a breaking ball in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Well, Beamer pitched in yesterday's game, saw 2 innings of action, gave up 1 run on the solo homer to Gonzalez. 2 hits, 1 walk, but 4 strikeouts. Beamer has been a strikeout machine here early in the season. Now the 0-1. Swung on, socked out towards deep left field. Bednar looking up, and this one is gone. So Ethan Skender saying, how do you like that, to his old club. And the former Otter blows the doors open on this one as Lake Erie has taken a 3-run lead. Skender's 3rd homer of the year, RBIs 10 and 11. And his first hit of the afternoon came in no bigger situation. And that ball was hammered. So 1 run getting charged to De La Cruz. That closes the book on him. Gave up 3 total. And the first pitch misses the zone to Jose Torrealba. And the count 1-0. Beamer back to it. Swung on, ripped out towards right center. This will get down for at least a base hit. Cut off in the gap. Mendham gets it in quickly. And it's a 2-out single for Torrealba. And the other run, the guy who hit the homer, Skender, being charged to Beamer. 6-3, Lake Erie leads it. We have a pinch hitter for the Lake Erie Crushers. It'll be Vincent Bird Jr. taking the place of Walner Espinal. Bird played in the contest yesterday. He batted in that 3 spot, was 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Top of the 8th inning, and it is 6-3 Lake Erie. A 4-run 8th for Evansville. The pitch on the outside corner called strike 1, and Beamer has filled up the zone early, but damage being done here in this inning, and now the Otters will have to play from behind. The 0-1 home. And watch out, that was an inside breaking ball. It hit Bird Jr., but he swung at the pitch. What in the world was Bird Jr. seeing out there? Was it that nasty of a breaking ball? Oh my goodness, must have been. That totally fooled the hitter at the plate. And now he's working with an 0-2 count. That ball plunked off his right shin, ouch. And Beamer ready. Here's the next pitch. Runner goes to second. Breaking ball outside. Throw from Green. On the money. They got him. So Torrealba set down and a caught stealing. And that'll do it here in the 8th. Damage done from Lake Erie. They score 4. A 2-run homer from Ethan Skender and a 2 RBI double from Alfredo Gonzalez. The difference in this one. We're heading to the bottom of the 8th. Evansville 3, Lake Erie 6.
Pizza. Coming featuring on the Bossy Field legends, Benjamin Bumpsy, F.A. Wright, and William Henry Harrison. Legends, are you ready? On your mark, get set, go.
Thanks, Chloe. Lake Erie called the bullpen. 14 Christian Scafidi in to pitch. Scaffidi's on the mound. Chillo behind the plate. Pitch catch batteries powered by the Evansville Otters. East 2319 North Carolina. 12475 9000. New third baseman. Lake Erie. 26 Logan Thomason. Into play third.
Jake Green.
The catcher, number 12, Jake Green.
Well, Enrique Ozoa did his job, and now it is Christian Scafidi out on the mound. His first pitch to Jake Green. Bottom of the 8th inning, swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Also taking over third base, it will no longer be Walner Espinal, as he was pinch hit for in the last inning. Instead, it is Logan Thomason. Next pitch, fouled back behind the screen. 0-2 now to Green. Your score, Lake Erie 6, Evansville 3, and the Crushers able to put up 4 runs in the top of the 8th inning to take a commanding lead over Evansville. Now the 0-2. Chopped out towards third. Foul. We'll try it again. Leone De La Cruz giving up the tying and go-ahead runs. And John Beamer also surrendering a 2-run homer. So now Evansville has some work to do. The 0-2 home. Breaking ball, Green went too far around on the check swing. So Green down on strikes for the second time here this afternoon. He heads back toward the dugout, and now it's Blake Mosley coming to the plate. Mosley 1 for 3, 1 for 8 in this series. And his lone hit today came in the second inning, but he was able to score a run. Now the pitch, and it's a fastball upstairs high, 1-0. Crushers lead it 6-3, bottom of the 8th. Well, given that Evansville does not have the strength to come back in this 8th inning, first the 1-0, and here's a line drive hit out towards left field. Charging in, Torrealba makes the catch, 2 down. The Otters' record when trailing after 8 innings, 0-14. So they have really not fared well when trailing after 8 frames. Here's Troy Hamilton. He's had a nice day in his pro debut. Righty on righty bat matchup, and here's Scaffidi's first pitch. Swung on, chopped down the third base line, foul, 0-1. And boy, you feel like they have to get at least something here. Doesn't have to be all 3 runs, but being down 3 in the bottom of the 9th, not a fun position to be in. And that's also given that the pitching staff doesn't give up any more runs to Lake Erie in the top of the 9th. Scaffidi ready, and he deals from the stretch. Hamilton hits this one out towards right field, camping under it Harris, and it's 3 up, 3 down for Scaffidi as he has a 1-2-3 inning. We're through 8, Lake Erie 6, Evansville 3 on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
And now, Indiana 811 presents the Holy Moly Shuffle. Can you find where Holy Moly dug himself?
That was easy. How was that done?
Thanks for playing. The Holy Moly Shuffle is brought to you by Indiana 811, a free service that can prevent costly damages to underground utilities. Know what's below. Call 811 or visit 811now.com at least 2 full working days before every digging project, no matter how large or small.
Good work, the picnic area out there.
From the bullpen for the Evansville Otters, Pat Miner. In to pitch. Miner's on the mound. Right behind the plate. The battery is powered by the answer on Erie East. 2319 North River Road. 812-475-9000. Tell them, Zane from the Otters sent you.
Can't tell, is the sun out or no?
Lead off for Lake Erie, third baseman, 26, Logan Thomason.
Pat Miner on the rubber here in the top of the 9th inning, and he will start off by facing the third baseman taking over as the first pitch misses the zone. It's 1-0, and that third baseman is Logan Thomason, who took over as a defensive replacement in the last inning. The pitch, ground ball hit weakly out towards short, charging Hamilton. Gloves, throws, and it pulls the first baseman, Calarco, off the bag. He had to come toward home, and he could not tag the runner heading down the line. And so Thomason will be safe. Second error of the game surrendered by Hamilton. And it's a leadoff base runner. So another E6. And now it is John Tuccillo at the plate. First pitch to the catcher, runner goes. He squares the bunt, puts it foul towards the Otters' first base dugout, 0-1. Tuccillo 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch in the 5th inning. Johnny T, a 174 hitter and 23 tries at the plate coming into this game. Runner on first, nobody out, 6-3, Lake Erie leads it. And the pitch swung on and hit high. Hit deep out towards left field, back at the wall. Bednar, he leaps, and he can't make the catch. A home run for John Tuccillo, and Bednar was just inches away from robbing him, but he couldn't come up with it. It's the first big fly of the year for Tuccillo, picking up RBIs 2 and 3 on the season, and he makes it an 8-3 game. Oh, how things were going so well for Evansville up until last inning. So now it's the leadoff man, Burl Dixon, coming to the plate. First pitch misses high, and the count 1-0. The Otters had a 3-2 lead heading into the 8th. Now the pitch in there, a strike, 1-1, and now they trail by 5. Minor ready. He deals fastball off the inside corner. 2-1 the count now to Dixon. Well, this bullpen has been disappointing here today. Now the pitch, and it's tapped back towards the Lake Erie third base dugout. 2-2 the count. For how well of a job Parker Brahms did today, 7 innings, 2 runs, just 1 earned. He has gotten no help. 0. Now the 2-2. Outside for a ball. Oh, they should have just left him in there. Hindsight's always 20/20, but when Brahms left the ball game, he was only at 88 pitches, and you feel like he could have went a little longer. Next pitch, line back to the screen, foul. And look, that's not to harp on the guys out of the bullpen, but they did give up the lead. And now Lake Erie with a commanding lead. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and it's lined back to the screen. We'll try it again at full for Dixon. And not to sound like a broken record, but it has just been these moments in the game like we saw in that 8th inning and now here in the 9th, which has led Evansville to their 7-15 record. The payoff. Swung on, hit hard out towards deep right center. This is trouble. It's heading for the alley, and it'll get down for extra bases as it bangs off the wall. Cruising into second, Dixon. And there is still nobody out here in this top of the 9th. The first 3 base runners have all reached safely. So now it's Jared Watkins. And the shortstop is 1 for 3 on the game, an RBI and a run scored. Righty on lefty matchup, runner on second, and Lake Erie leads at 8-3. Here's the pitch from Minor. Upstairs at the top of the zone, a called strike, a 85-mile-an-hour heater. Hey, don't forget the series finale coming your way tomorrow. We are back to our regularly scheduled programming, 6:35 p.m. Central Time. That's the first pitch, as the next pitch to Watkins finds the zone, a good breaking ball, 0-2. Well, giving that something drastic doesn't happen here tonight, there will be a rubber match. And the 0-2 from Minor. Breaking ball hit foul towards the first base side. We'll try it again at 0-2. So Lake Erie crushing the Otters' dreams of setting themselves up for the sweep. 0-2 pitch, misses a little bit upstairs, 1-2. Again, unless something drastic happens in the bottom of the ninth, but they still have to get out of this inning. Still nobody out with a runner in scoring position. And the wheels have fallen off the bus of this pitching staff. Now the 1-2, swung on, ripped through the right side, base hit, and Dixon got a slow jump off that pitch, so he has to hold at third. It was a nice throw from Mendham. But it is the second base hit of the game for Watkins. And now it'll be Scout Knotts coming up.
First baseman 34, Scout Knotts.
Yeah, it looks like that bullpen is hot for Evansville. And now we'll have time called, and as I say that, Max Peterson is going to make a pitching change. So the day is over for Minor, and we'll be back in the top of the ninth inning. Your score, Lake Erie 8 and Evansville 3 on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
Evansville caught the bullpen, 26, Griff Hughes. In to pitch. The battery. Hughes is on the mound, Green behind the plate. It's grounded by the answer on repair east. 2319 North Green Rotary, 12475 9000. Till then, same from the Otters, thank you.
Griff Hughes towing the rubber for Pat Minor. And he is working with runners at the corners. Nobody out, top of the ninth. And the first pitch on the outside corner to Scout Knotts, 0-1. 6-3, Lake Erie leads it. Minor did not record an out after starting this inning. Gave up 2 runs, 1 unearned on 3 hits. No walks, no Ks. Next pitch swung on, and here's a lazy fly ball out towards right field. And this is going to be a tough play. It's going to fall in fair territory. Mendham's throw to the plate, not in time. And that was a Texas Leaguer single for Scout Knotts. And he picks up an RBI with Dixon crossing home, so that run being charged to Minor. Up to second, Watkins. And it is RBI number 16 of the campaign for Knotts. Well, that's a tough one to give up if you're Hughes, because that should have been an out. Weakly hit, but it just found a soft spot in the defense. So now here's Alfredo Gonzalez. Lefty on righty battle. Hughes' first pitch on the outside corner, strike 1. So that is the 4th hit of the inning allowed by this Evansville pitching staff, but the difference came in the 8th inning. Here's the 0-1 from Hughes. Swing and a miss. And the guy at the plate, Gonzalez, did the damage plating the tying and go-ahead runs with a double to right field. He has been kryptonite to this pitching staff of Evansville this series. Now the 0-2. Chopped out towards third, foul. We'll try it again. Remember, he had that solo homer to tie it in the top of the 8th yesterday. Now Evansville ended up winning that game 3-1, but Gonzalez has been all over the Evansville Otters here in these 2 games. Now the 0-2 to him. Swung on, hit out towards center field. Now veering out towards the right center gap. Mason White ranging over, makes the catch. Tagging for third is Watkins. He's in uncontested. So the Otters finally get an out on the fly out to center from Gonzalez. And runners at the corners now with the double play ball in effect, and it's Jack Harris at the plate. But it hasn't even been like Gonzalez is hitting well for average. He's now just 2 for 8, but the moments where he has been coming through with his hits in the biggest stages of the game. First pitch to Harris on the inside corner, strike 1 called. Lefty on righty battle. Here's the pitch. Harris grounds one over to third, but this rolls over the bag, foul. And we'll try it now at 0-2. Now tomorrow, we will have our Center Point Energy and Jacobs Village promotions here at the ballpark. 6:35 Central Time start as the series finale between the Lake Erie Crushers and Evansville Otters will happen again tomorrow night. Now the pitch, and it's a fastball inside. 1-2 now to Harris. And it will also be our first responders night, as well as our Budweiser Thirsty Thursday night. You can expect a large crowd for that one. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball misses outside. 2-2 the count now to Harris. And come out and enjoy some fireworks after the game as well. Evansville will have fireworks tonight, tomorrow, and on Saturday. Now the 2-2 pitch from Hughes, and it's popped up foul back behind the plate.
An overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it.
You can get your tickets for tomorrow's game by calling 812-435-8686 or by visiting EvansvilleOtters.com. Here's the 2-2 once more. And Harris stays alive, chopping one back toward the screen, foul. And we'll try it again at 2-2. Nine to 3 Crushers. 7 runs coming in the 8th and 9th innings. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped up, foul. Back over the first base dugout. That lands on the roof.
Guess what? That overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best.
Parker Brahms, the starter, pitching 7 innings for Evansville tonight, rather this afternoon, and the right-hander gave up just 2 runs, 1 unearned on 3 hits. Now the pitch misses low. Since then, Lake Erie has picked up an additional 8 knocks. Here's the payoff, and Harris taps it back to the screen, foul again. So a really good battle brewing here between Harris and Hughes. And which of the H's are going to win it? Harris 1 for 4 this afternoon, an RBI single in the 4th inning. And the 3-2 coming, here it is. Swing and a miss. Hughes throws an 88-mile-an-hour heater by Harris. Third time he's fanned this afternoon. Now it's Ethan Skender coming up. Skender had a 2-run homer to blow the doors open on the game in the 8th inning his last time up, 1 for 4. I'm talking with our main man of communication, Matt Will. Before this game started, first pitch to Skender in their called strike, 0-1. He said that was the trademark of Skender last year, coming through in big-time moments, clutch hits, and he does it again wearing purple instead of blue this time. Now the 0-1 pitch, breaking ball high, 1-1. Runners at the corners, 2 outs, top of the 9th. Well, for how fast this game was moving along through the first 7 full innings, the 8th and 9th innings feel like they have taken an eternity. Here's the 1-1. And it misses inside and low. Of course, that's going to happen whenever Evansville gives up 7 of their 9 runs in these 2 innings, but there has also been pitching changes, and here we are. Now the 2-1. Line back to the screen. Deuces are wild now for Skender. Lefty on righty battle. Skender slow to get back in the box after calling time. He's ready now. And now the 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. Tap back toward the Lake Erie third base dugout foul. We'll try it again. Game number 2 of a 6-game homestand between Lake Erie and Evansville. After this series concludes tomorrow, the Florence Yalls will come into town to take on the Otters over the weekend. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball outside. It's now full. .75 miles an hour on that breaking ball from Hughes. He offers a 4-seam fastball, slider, changeup, and a splitter. He's ready with the payoff. 2 down in the inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on and launched high in the air, down by the left field line, nearing the Lake Erie third base dugout. And watch out, Reyes and Hamilton colliding with each other. Nobody could make the catch. Soft contact between those two guys, but now we'll try it again at 3-2. Hughes, the left-hander, deals the payoff. Swung on, nubbed out toward the right side of the infield, charging Mosley, gloves, and throws to first, not in time. A head-first slide for Skender, and he's able to beat the throw from Mosley. An infield single for Skender, and it's going to come with an RBI touching home as Watkins. And Lake Erie has found double figures in the run totals. They lead at 10-3, and this game is almost certainly over at this point. Unless there is a miracle. Here's Jose Torrealba. First pitch misses inside, 1-0. This is the 9th man of the inning coming to the plate. Hughes ready. He deals. And the 1-0 is swung on and missed. Well, 3 morning games here today, including this one. I guess you would call this an early afternoon contest, but Gateway and Ottawa finalizing a 4-0 finish in favor of the Grizzlies. That was taking place north of the border. Tri-City taking down New Jersey at the Jackals Place, a 6-3 finish. You have this game, of course, here. 10-3 your score in the top of the ninth. Later in the day, Windy City will play at the Washington Wild, things beginning at 6:05. Quebec and New England battling it out outside of Boston, a 6:30 start time. Here's the 1-1 from Hughes. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt, and it's 1-2 now to Torrealba. Sussex County battling in Pomona, New York to play the Boulders. That's a 7 o'clock start time. At 6:30 Central, the Florence Yalls will play the Schaumburg Boomers just outside of Chi-Town. And then our final game on the slate, a 6:35 Central time between Three Rivers and Joliet. Here's the 1-2 home. And it's tapped to the screen, foul. We'll try it again. Hughes, a 7.71 ERA on the year. This is his 6th appearance. 4 2/3 prior innings. He threw 1 2/3 scoreless innings back on May 31st against Gateway. That was his last outing. First and second, 2 down here in the ninth. The pitch upstairs for a ball. So the Deuces are wild once again. And the crowd has thinned out here at Bosse Field. Now the next pitch, swing and a miss. Inning over, and Lake Erie gets another 4 to take a commanding 10-3 lead over Evansville. Final chance for the Otters when we come back in the bottom of the ninth.
Bullpen for the Lake Erie Crushers. We head to the bottom of the ninth, 11, Trevor Kunkel. In to pitch, the battery comes off the mound. First pitch batter is powered by the answer out of Fair East. 23-19 Lake Erie, 1-2-4-7-5-9,000. Tell them, send from the Otters, send you. Ladies and gentlemen, just a heads up, we will not have running of the bases post-game. Again, we will not have running of the bases post-game. Join us tomorrow for the 6:35 game. If you'd like to run the bases post-game and get autographs then. Thank you for your cooperation. Top of the order to you with the Edward Jones leadoff batter, center fielder number 2, Mason White.
Bottom of the ninth inning, here's Trevor Kunsel's first pitch, and it's in there for a called strike to Mason White. 0-1 the count. Christian Scafidi pitching in the 8th inning. Through a scoreless frame, worked a 1-2-3 and struck out 1. Here's the next pitch, swing and a miss. 0-2 now to White. White 3 for 4 here in the middle contest. Was 0 for 4 last night with 3 Ks, so a good bounce back performance from him this afternoon, but his team trails 10-3 in the final inning. Kunsel deals, and it bounces in there, misses low. Did he offer up? No, says our third base umpire, Alex Lowry. White holds up the swing in time, and it's 1-2. We will bring you the series finale tomorrow between Evansville and Lake Erie. Now the pitch, outside for a ball. And that game will have a start time of 6:35 p.m. Now the 2-2. And it's tapped at the plate. That one goes off the helmet of White. And we'll try it again. Anthony Calarco called Mason White the Persian Prince. Not exactly sure why he went with Persian, but that's how he labeled him. Then he changed it to Evansville's Prince. Now the 2-2. And it's hit foul to the left side. Slapped out of play, and we'll try it again. Righty on lefty battle. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball, misses outside. I'll tell you what, I got to give credit to Reed Hoover, our home plate umpire. He has been consistent all game long. And it would have been really easy for him to call that strike 3. Now the 3-2. Slap foul to the left side, but Hoover, on a borderline pitch, gave the benefit of the doubt to the hitter. Now the payoff. And it's sent foul again, so this at-bat will continue here between White and Kunsel. Kunsel ready, into the wind, he kicks, he deals. Breaking ball slap foul to the left side. Kunsel 2-1 on the year. This is his 11th appearance, 10 1/3 innings of work, and he has a 6.10 ERA. He deals, and the 3-2 smoked into right field. Base hit for White. So the kid coming through again, a 4-hit day for White. And he's a leadoff base runner for Evansville here in the 9th. 10-3, Lake Erie leads it. Here's David Mendham coming to the plate. Hitless yesterday and in danger of being hitless again here today. He's now 0 for 4 with an RBI. And the pitch misses high from Kunsel, 1-0. Well, Kunsel saw a ton of appearances last year with Lake Erie. He threw in almost half the games out of the bullpen. Next pitch in there, called strike, 1-1. And in fact, he did. He threw in 48 contests for Lake Erie last season. The pitch, breaking ball, swing and a miss. Kunsel last year, a 3.10 ERA. That came in 58 innings of work. Struck out 71 in those 58 innings and walked 30. Now the 1-2 pitch. Fastball high and away, taken for a ball. This is his 3rd season with Lake Erie. He came onto the club after finishing his NCAA collegiate career at George Washington in the A-10 conference. Here's the 2-2, and it's hit down the left field line, and this is going to be trouble. Backing up and making the catch is Thomason. Oh, what a play by the 3rd baseman. In a full sprint, making an over-the-shoulder catch. What a play.
Left fielder, number 6, Randy Bednar.
Thomason flashing the leather there. And Mendham having a base hit taken away from him, and he's out number 1. So here's Randy Bednar, first pitch from Kunsel. Misses inside, and it's 1-0. Well, Kunsel, while pitching at George Washington, had a career .435 ERA. Now the pitch misses upstairs, 2-0 to Bednar. One of his best seasons was in that final season in 2022. A .347 ERA and 49 1/3 innings. Pitched in 28 games out of the bullpen. Bednar lines the next pitch back to the screen. And Kunzel has always been a high strikeout guy. He's got really good stuff. Now the next pitch. And the 2-1 is lined back to the screen, foul. And one thing that Kunzel has done really well this year is he has limited the walks. Just one in his prior 10 1/3. The problem from him has been giving up base hits. Too much left over the heart of the plate. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. And Bednar is out number 2. And Evansville is down to their final out.
First baseman, number
Here's
3.
Anthony Calarco, runner on first. Lake Erie leads at 10-3. Righty on lefty battle, the first pitch. Swung on, line, back to the mound, off the glove of Kunzel, and it ricochets towards the third base line. Throw to first, gets away from Knotts, and this will head down the right field line, which will allow everybody to advance a base. So it's going to go down as an infield single. That ball was smoked from Calarco, and he's going to be able to advance, as does White, on the throwing error from the pitcher Kunzel.
Designated hitter, number 20.
That's the first error of the game for Lake Erie. They have played really clean defense here today. But now coming to the plate, Mike Peabody. Peabody 1 for 4, 2 strikeouts and a double. Evansville once again down to their final out. Second and third, 10-3 the score. Here's the pitch from Kunzel. Swung on, grounded to first. This should do it. Taken by the bag. Knotts runs it over and taps on it unassisted. And that's it. Ball game here today, and Lake Erie has a late inning surge to take this one away from Evansville. Your final score: the Crushers 10 and the Otters 3. Post-game show coming up next.
Today, we'll come back tomorrow for our first light Thursday with Jacobs Village and Centerpoint. It's a 6:35 first pitch time. Tickets are still on sale right now. Go to EvansvilleOtters.com or call the Otters front office at 812-435-8686. We hope to see you then. Please have a safe trip home. Good afternoon, everyone. Go Otters.
The Evansville Otters dropping the middle game of this 3-game series to the Lake Erie Crushers 10-3 this afternoon at Bosse Field. Welcome to the post-game recap. Kyle Chandler with you here on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network. Well, Evansville jumped ahead early, but it was a late surge from the offense of the Crushers to propel them ahead of Evansville here this afternoon, and they were able to plate 8 runs in the 8th and 9th innings, and they were able to walk away with the win. Evansville jumped on the board first. In the bottom of the first inning, Mason White had a leadoff double, and then 3 batters later, Anthony Calarco singled him in. In the second inning, with 1 out, Blake Mosley reached first on a single, and then it was an RBI double from Troy Hamilton, launching the first pitch of his professional career to right center, and that was able to score. Mosley, then Hamilton later in the frame, was brought home on a David Mendham fielder's choice RBI. After that, the bats went silent for Evansville, and in the meantime, Lake Erie started to make a comeback. They got one in the 4th inning. It was a 1-out error by the shortstop Hamilton, which allowed Scout Knotts to reach safely. 2 batters later, it was an RBI single from Jack Harris to bring him home. And then in the 5th inning, it was a leadoff base hit for Jose Torrealba. And after a 1-out hit by pitch and a walk to load the bases, Jared Watkins had a sacrifice RBI fly to bring home the run. In the 8th inning, well, that's when damage really started to come to fruition for the Crushers. They had a 1-out single from Jared Watkins, a hit by pitch from Scout Knotts, then a 2 RBI double from Alfredo Gonzalez toward right field, and that was able to bring home the tying and go-ahead runs. And then 2 batters later, after a pitching change, Ethan Skender launched a 2-run homer over the left field wall. It just snuck past the glove of Randy Bednar, but it was enough, and it was a 4-run 8th for Lake Erie to take a 6-3 lead. And then in the 9th inning, they got 4 more to finalize their totals at 10 runs. And the inning started off with another error, this time again from Troy Hamilton. He allowed the third baseman in Logan Thomason to reach base on an E6. And then John Tuccillo launched his first homer of the year out past the left field wall, making it an 8-3 game. Then it continued. Burl Dixon with a double on the next batter. Jared Watkins singled after him. We had another pitching change before it was an RBI knock from Scout Knotts. And then 3 batters later, the final run was brought home on an infield single from Ethan Skender to finalize the scoring at 10-3. Taking the loss here today, Leone De La Cruz, he gave up the tying and go-ahead runs. In that 8th inning, he went 1/3 of an inning, giving up those 3 runs on 2 hits with a walk and a strikeout. A real shame for how the bullpen pitched today, given that the starter Parker Brahms was absolutely phenomenal on the mound. Brahms, the starter, went 7 innings, gave up 2 runs, 1 unearned on just 3 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 6. He will take the no decision today, but certainly one where he had a quality performance, and, well, you would have liked to see the bullpen give a little bit better of an effort, but that's the way the game fell. Enrique Ozoa pitching 2 scoreless innings in the 6th and 7th innings. He will take the win. With the loss, De La Cruz 0-2, and with the win, Ozoa 2-0. And Ozoa gave up just a pair of base hits while striking out 2. The starter, Matt Mulhern, had a rocky start but settled down in the final 3 innings of his day. Went 5 full, giving up 3 runs on 8 hits, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Final box score here this afternoon, Lake Erie. 10 runs, 8 earned, 12 hits, 1 error in the field, 7 left on. And for Evansville, they had 3 runs, all earned, 12 hits, 2 errors in the field, 11 left on. They had chances, but could not capitalize offensively to try to extend their lead early or climb back late. 2007, I should say, people came out to see this ball game here this afternoon. Our game time temperature is 78 degrees and partly cloudy skies, and that rain stayed away here at Bosse Field today. And we'll see if it does the same thing tomorrow. Final time of the game, 2 hours and 46 minutes. One final time, your final score, Lake Erie 10 and Evansville 3. We will have the series finale tomorrow, and make sure to tune in a 6:35 Central Time first pitch as the Otters look to secure their 2nd series win of the 2024 season. For our entire press box here in Evansville, and for all you fans who tuned in today, this is Kyle Chandler saying thanks again, and we hope to see you again tomorrow. But until then, please stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your day, and most importantly, God bless everybody.